Dr. Sushma. Today's topic is related to COVID, and nowadays this is a very hot topic for everyone. This is impact of COVID on pandemic, impact of COVID pandemic on physical and psychological, psychosocial health of children. So components of my topic is they are effects of COVID-19 pandemic on physical health of children, psychosocial or mental health of children, other issues related to COVID-19 pandemic, nutrition and lifestyle modification, always it required in this pandemic, long-term effects of COVID, school reopening, way forward, what are the way forwards, and why it is important, why this topic is important nowadays. It is very much important and to balance the work-life balance. Impact of COVID-19 pandemic on physical health of children. Issues, what are the issues which related to COVID infection? Acute COVID infection itself is a very big issue. We have seen last year, mainly in the Delta virus, when it came, the demand of oxygen was exceed more than the supply. So, and the isolation period itself is a big issue. So, COVID infection, acute COVID infection itself is a big issue. It related to pancreatitis, fatty liver, dearest liver engine. MISC is also one of the big issue last time. This time also we have seen few children came with this problem. MISC is the multisystem inflammatory syndrome of children, which was seen after COVID, 4 to 6 weeks of COVID. Persistent immunological problem, which was observed, and study says about the COVID infection. After COVID infection, persistent inflammatory process is going on in the body. So there is a suppression of immune system. Post-COVID sequelae, there are lots of post-COVID sequelae, long COVID like fatigue, myositis, joint pain, difficulty in breathing, foggy brain, lack of concentration or sleep problem, so many. These are the issues which related to the confinement at home. Children, I am talking about mainly children and parents, what they got lots of problems during pandemic. So they are inside of the home all of the time, irregular follow-up of the patients. There is a chronic patient, those who are in the chronic disease, they are suffering from chronic disease, like patient is on chemotherapy, dialysis, cirrhosis, CLD, CKD, so many patients, they require regular follow-up. Post-liver kidney transplant, pancreatitis, nephrotic syndrome, thalassemia and sickle cell anemia, it required regular blood transfusion. Developmental delay patients like cerebral palsy patients, they require regular physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and they are not going for that. Problems, what the problems related to these are chronic elements, and the patient are not going for follow-up to the hospital. The problem nowadays, the mild cases become a severe, they are coming in the severe form. So the morbidity and mortality is increasing day by day. Other issues like a delay in routine vaccination and vaccination failure rate, these all causes the collateral damage. It's a big issue nowadays. Children, also there is a confinement at home, they are inside of the home. There is a mixed bag of two things. Like some are in the rural area, some are in the urban area. Those who are in the urban area, they are good socioeconomic, they are from the good socioeconomic group. Those who are in the urban area, they are in the poor condition, they are below poverty line they are in. So those who are in the urban area, they have a problem with the obesity, fatty liver, sedentary lifestyle, because of sedentary lifestyle, metabolic syndrome, so many like DRS blood parameters, liver profile and all. These sleeping disorder is also there because of fear of COVID itself, constipation because of they are taking junk food, and functional pain abdominal migraine is there. And those who are in the rural area, their parents are jobless nowadays. That time when there was a pandemic, so they are suffering from malnutrition, hypovitaminosis, macro or micronutrients deficiency, because of they are not going to the school and schools are closed, so they midday meal is not getting, they are not getting proper meal also, they are not getting midday meals. PM is there, SAMs, either with malnutrition and depression also. Other issues we can see psychosomatic illness, developmental problem, behavior issue and cognition issues is there. Allergy problem is, study says in Western country it was seen like because of the mites and dust. Writing disorder impact on mental age, IQ and EQ levels. Because this is the recently it was it came in the study because of the schools are opening now and the children are going for the final exam. So they have this problem, writing disorder, they develop the problem writing disorder, and also they are not going for the school and not going to the playground, not coming across with their peers, peer group or relatives. So IQ and EQ, they both are affected. Disabled communities, survey have shown the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on physical activity levels and mental health of children and young adults with disabilities. Therefore, special attention to addressing their need to kept in mind. Nutrition and good health should be a core component of response plan. So now, nutrition. We all know about this. What is this? This is the food pyramid. We have to follow the food pyramid while providing food to the children or ourselves. This is for everyone. So in that we should take care of the diet plan also. In that the carbohydrate, we should not take the process or tinned or preservative in food. We should take more fiber in food like flaxseed, mixed grain and wheat flax and all. Protein rich, this is the I want to show in here. So this the more fiber we should have, the more fiber in diet, and then protein, then vegetable. We should take proper lots of vegetable, lots of fruits in our diet. Better to take fruits, not avoid to take juices, milk products, and those who are non-vegetarian can take meat, fish, egg, but avoid to take fat and oil, especially trans fat and saturated fat. Also we should tell our child to take lots of fluid every day, at least 7 to 8 glasses of water every day. Avoid junk food because junk food contains lots of salt and sugar and fat. It doesn't contain fibers, so it's not good for even for the kidney, liver or any organ. Nutrition and lifestyles. We should assess child. Whenever the child is coming to the OPD, we should not see only the problem, what the parents are coming the problem. We should take care of the child's weight, health, height and everything. So we should plot the growth chart every time whenever the child is coming to the OPD. If the child is not coming to the OPD, even at home in the pandemic, we should take care of their weight and height and everything. Nowadays obesity is a big problem with everyone. So BMI is a very important thing. Analyze the eating habit, what they are eating, calculate rough calorie and protein intake as per the age, guide on a healthy balanced diet, emphasize the importance of exercise and sports. It's a very important. Tell your child what is the importance of exercise and sports and meditation. It will helpful not only for the health, it is helpful in study part also. Suggest changes in family habit rather than only the child. Whatever we want to tell the child, we should make that the same thing. We should make same food at home. We should do same thing. Whatever you want to convey our child, we should do same thing at home. Even it's not like that we are watching TV. As a mother, I am watching TV. I am watching a TV serial and anything. SARS, and whatever. So, and we should not tell our child, you watch only Discovery Channel or Shiksha.com. It's not like that. We should take care of their mental health also. Identification of eating disorder in children. Like nowadays they are like anorexia nervosa, bulimia. They are eating lots of things like junk food, and sometimes they are very much conscious about their health. Now I am like now going towards the obesity side. We should not take anything और वो भूखे रहते हैं. So we should take care of these all things. Discuss about screen time also. It is very important nowadays because the child is giving more time to the screen. Ideal screen. What is the ideal screen time? Stress management. We should teach them. Lead to reduction of functional GI disturbance. The it is a very good for the health also and psychosomatic illness also. What is ideal screen time? Correct sitting and correct sitting posture. These two things are very important. What is the ideal screen time? There are so many refractive errors are nowadays developed because of the computer vision syndrome and digital eye strain, like myopia, presbyopia, refractive error becoming more common nowadays. Children are spending more time on screen, computer or smartphone. Digital eye strain, like it causes eye problem in eye as well as problem in the posture, because continuous we are sitting on the chair throughout the day. It causes eye fatigue, dry eye, irritation in eyes, water discharge, blurring of vision, headache, also neck pain, shoulder pain due to focusing on the digital screen for a long time. So this is the ideal way how to sit. This should be in the straight line. The elbow, our elbow and wrist, it should be on the straight line, and the distance between the eyes and screen, it at least 18 to 24 inches. It's not less than that.
Madam, make it full screen.
So what are the prevention and control for this? Children also more blue light than the adult from digital device screen due to the continuous use of spending more time on screen, and blue lights are very dangerous for eyes. So we should follow 20-20-20 rules. What is 20-20-20 rules? It's after every 20 minutes of viewing screen or doing near activities on screen, take 20-second break to view something outside of the room that will be 20 feet away from us. Like we can open the door, we can open the window, and we can see some greenery, some plants, like that. Also blink our eyes after every 20 minutes of view or activity on screen. Encouraging our child to spend more time on outside activity rather than sitting inside and playing online games. No screen time for less than 2 years. This is very important. You should keep in mind there's no screen time because their ophthalmic muscle growth is very less. There's no development of any mature things in the eyes. So there's no screen time. People are giving mobile to their child. So this is not good thing. Take your child to regular eye test. So prevention is better than cure. Regular exercises for back and shoulder and also for eyes. Now, these all things was the physical problem what the children had developed during pandemic. Now I come into the psychological health problem. What issues were developed in adolescent and small children? What are they going through? What problem they are going through? Loss of opportunity, fear, catching infection, separation, difficulty in coping with uncertainty, frustration, irritability, anger, loneliness, grief and loss, because they have lost, so many children have lost their near and dear during pandemic. What adults are doing for children these days? Crime rates are going day by day. Child abuse also going, like a physical, mental or sexual abuses. Nowadays the rate is increasing. Parents watching their child throughout the day. This is not good, and they are handling their child like a helicopter parenting. authoritarian parenting, what they want, the child should do the same thing. So this is not good. Their expectations are very high. These all things increases stress level in children. What children are doing, these are things parents are doing, what children are doing. They lost opportunity in all domains of life. There are lots of fear, depression, anxiety, catching infections because of responding of reopening of school. And separate, 2 years they are inside of the house. Just imagine the children, those who were in the play school, now they are going to the class 3rd or 2. So they don't know how to sit in the classroom for a long time. They don't know anything. So this is a tough time for not only for the children, for parents, for teachers, for school, everyone. So there are lots of fear, depression, anxiety, catching infection because they are again fear of COVID, because of reopening of school, separation, loneliness, and suicidal tendency are increasing day by day. Difficulty in coping with parents, concern for academics, careers. Irresponsible media is also responsible for it. They are giving lots of information which is authentic or not authentic. No one knows. But the children are watching, parents are watching whole day. Irresponsible media used by parents and also by children, and children are in difficult situation, cannot introspect, cannot verbalize or express their thoughts or feelings. They don't know how to express it. Whatever feeling they have, they cannot express it. So this is one of the problems. They cannot disclose everything in front of the parents or teacher. So we should be very careful about this thing. Long-term effects of this pandemic. What was the long-term effect? Social effect was school dropouts, child labor, child marriages, and trafficking. Because this is a AOSD platform, so I have to very serious about this thing, child trafficking, child labor. It's a very important thing nowadays. We should not see the one aspect of the life. Simply children are sitting at home. Few of them are parents are jobless, and they are not even have money to eat properly. What are long-term effects? Developmental and cognitive impairments, increased risk of mental and physical disorders, socialization problem, reduced quality of life, even reduce the life expectancy because of they are catching lots of infection. And because of the pandemic, they have not been the hospital on time. So life expectancy is also hampered in this. For optimum growth, children need what children need? Safety and security, nutrition. They require proper nutrition. Enriched media. It has been lost from their first. It has been lost from the first day of pandemic from their life. Adolescent needs exposure outside of the family because they need their identity formation, which they missed out in the pandemic, and all are affected due to this pandemic. This is in nutshell. I have taken from government program. This is 1,000 days program in this, which was affected in this pandemic. So it starts from the conception till the adolescent age group. So everything was not only related to the COVID, it was related to the environmental factor as well as maternal factor and fetal factor. So many things are related to the development, and all collectively impact of this was in the undergrowth of the brain of the children, undergrowth of undergrowth of brain and other organs of the children. In nutshell, I'll tell you about in this pandemic what children all ages of children suffered because of the pandemic. Like babies born during pandemic, they have low score. Score we are taking according to age. So low score at 6 months of age. They gross motor, fine motor, and pre-social, personal, social motor, all domains are lagging behind. All maternal stress may be one of the factors. Reduced verbal, motor, and overall cognitive performance, everything reduced. Exposed and unexposed, both are equally affected. It's not like that those who have exposed, it's equally affected. Low socioeconomic, more affected. I have taken from this source. 6 months to 18 months, especially they delay all milestone, either motor or language or social milestones. 18 to 14 years, 18 months to 14 years, exploratory. This is the exploratory phase. Less self-control. Let me do this. Let me do. They have lots of questions, and we should give answer to them. It requires good parenting and support. This age group and should give them opportunity inside of the house, encouraging them and help them to explore. Now, the adult children like toddlers and preschool, they become fussy and complaining. Nowadays they become fussy, complaining all of that time, struggle to focus on engage in play, aggressive, some typical regressive milestones behaviors like thumb sucking. Again they are asking for bottle feeding, not wanting to dress or feed themselves, becoming they are becoming dirty and don't want to take bath or cleanliness. Younger children, difficulty in what difficulty they are going through, misbehavior is there. Then temper tantrum, crying, shouting, fighting, mood swing is there, sadness, withdrawal, angry, altered eating pattern, weight loss, weight gain, both are there. Psychosomatic complaints are there. And the teenage, what teenagers are finding, they can be, this is and
double click on that top part and bring it up.
it's not.
You have to manually do it. He was doing for a while. Double click and then bring down. Bring down the box. Each time you have to do separate.
So now 6 to 12 years of age, there is a competence and failure, they want reward. They can do hard work and they want reward in all field, academic, either it is academic or in play or other hobbies like painting and other social interaction session. They want recognition, appreciation award from parents, society and teachers. In the pandemic, they got poor motivation, reinforcement challenges there, and these all lead to cause depression in these age group also. Teenagers, now come to the teenagers age group. Teenagers have a habit of self-identification. Who am I? They want self-dependent and anatomically and in all ways their body languages are changing because of the hormonal changes. Physical, sexual and vocational value they want. Child gets lots of exposure, experimentation, trial and errors. Sense of consistency about self-confidence, sense of independence, sense of direction to life and commitment. In teenagers or young adults, how they present, we can see in the figure, it is everything is there. They normally adolescent loves team spirit, caring, loving relationship. But in pandemic, it has been observed the parents they present with mood swing, poor self-esteem, poor self-care, loss of pleasure, remaining aloof, appetite problem, sleep problem, weight issues, and repetitive thoughts and behavior like hooked with the gadgets all of the time. In young adults, how they present, substance abuse is very common nowadays. Because children are inside of the house, if the father is a smoker, they used to try. Even alcohol they tried. Substance, we should take care of this also. Scholastic issues is there, self-harm, interpersonal conflicts with law, psychosomatic complaints in pandemic. In every five, one has this problem. This is the latest study says adolescents require psychosocial support, mental issue also, mental disorder like anxiety, panic attack, OCD, PTSD, body image issues like due to eating disorder, anorexia nervosa, bulimia, and depression, suicidal tendencies there. Problematic issues, other problems are there like drug addiction, delinquencies and cyber crimes, developmental delay, ASD, a child abuse, physical, social and sexual. Now it is increased in this pandemic. This is the data which I took it from WHO and other sources, mental issues. This is I took it from January to June 2021. This is like a sleeping disorder, very common. It's a 36%. Yeah, this is sleeping disorder. Eating difficulty 32%, increased substance abuse 12%, worsening chronic conditions, and depressive symptoms are there 28%. Depression is very common. This is also this data says anxiety is very common. It's a 34.5 negative effect of behavior. Psychological problems is there in 79.4%, anxiety 34.5%, and depression 41%. Children have got this depression issue, irritability 42%, and other issues are also there like post-COVID related sleep disorder and difficulty in breathing, so many things. This is a nutshell with all age groups, sleep sleep problem, aggressive mood disorder, anxiety disorder, panic attack, lifestyle changes, attention and all, pain, OCD and all. Now, what happens to the parents? Now, psychological problems, they arise because of the pandemic. Now, what parents are doing and what happens to the parents? Parents are also fed up with this all 2 years lockdown. Like they trigger parental trauma, stress response, difficulty in understanding and empathizing, parental self-doubt and feeling inadequate, lack of control on children and surroundings, sadness, depression, aggressiveness, sleep deprivation. There is so much concern about their academic part. Like those children who were previously they were getting 98% because of the closing of school, they are not getting proper academic facility. Everyone don't have like all facility like computer and all, so they are landing in a very big problem. What equips parents have lots of problem. What equips parents we should do for the parents? Like fix a family. First of all, we should fix a family time and daily healthy discussion. If the parents are coming in the evening, we should fix a time and tell our child this is the time when, if the parents are coming 7 o'clock, they should keep a family time 7 to 8, and that will only the family time. And daily healthy discussion. Give quality of time rather to give quantity of time to their children. Become friend of their child and we should listen to our child and then first listen to them, then give our opinion, what is wrong, what is right. Tell them and make them understand what is wrong and right. Make them confident and self-dependent. Help them to take right decision. Effects on online learning. Their physical problems are there like a headache, dry eye, which I discussed previously, weight gain, and psychological issues. There are so many: distractibility, irritability, cyber crime, cyber bullying is there. Then educational issue, academic underperformance, teacher bullying, psychosomatic complaints, and physical. Special children are badly affected, worsening to behavior and symptoms. This is the burning burden, like a child labor increasing day by day. Suicidal tendency is increasing. You can't believe the child helpline 1098. It got more than 3 lakhs call in 11 days in the early days of pandemic. More than 3 lakhs fall. This is data of India. And child labor, missing children are also very, we have seen many cases in pandemic, sexual offences, child marriage was there. Now, we came to the school reopening. So this is a big problem with everyone. Now the school is going to open. So we should tell our child and we should know the virus will remain with us. It will not go. It is not going now. It will go or no, I don't know. But it is not going now. So we should leave and adjust with that virus, and we should follow all the COVID appropriate behavior and all norms. School reopen, great news for everyone. Normal children, underprivileged children, either or challenged or special children, or even for the parents, teachers and community life and all. Empower school, we should empower schools, bridging the skill gap and improper our children, adolescent and all. National Education Policies 2020 focused on skill development, restructuring of education system, holistic. Their government is also very much careful about this and worried about the school plan and school. Every day they are changing, keeps on changing the programs. So we are seeing every day. So exam pattern, learning pattern, educational pattern. So everything is there. Holistic learning is very important. Creative and multidisciplinary curriculum, sports, art, craft, in additional to science and maths. Government is very careful about it. Those children, those who are poor in maths. So government is focused. They should not take maths. Rather pick maths, they can take art, craft, or anything. So this is very good thing. Cyber safety is very important. Better engagement, homing in. They should go out also. Emotional intelligence skills, stress management program, skill of living, mental health intervention. Follow authentic guidelines. What are the way forward? What are the way forward? What is the role of physician? What is the role of pediatrician, psychologist, the counselor? It is a very important nowadays. What is the role of parents, role of school, teacher, role of public health measure, role of community? It's a very important, like a vaccination in children, nutrition in children, lifestyle modification and all. So now, way forward for pediatrician. They are key player in terms of prevention and education. Pediatrician need to look not only for the direct effect of virus, which affects a small proportion of children, but should not forget about all the collateral damage which happened because of this pandemic, that this pandemic has done on many children. Nutrition and lifestyle should be core component of response in our country. This is for our country. Way forward, role of school and teachers. What is the role of school and teacher? Changing teaching and learning style. Now with the online or offline classes are there, hybrid classes, we should decide our child should go to the school or sitting inside of the house and doing class. See, one size not fits all. So all children are not equal and not same. We should keep in mind our child is different from our relative or our neighbor's child. We should not compare each and every child in the same platform. Teachers have advantage on being influencers. Encourage them for sports, exercise, take balanced diet, psychosocial assessments. What way forward for the public health measure? Pediatric organizations are there, like the Indian Academy of Pediatrics, Indian Academy of Women Wings. They are very much concerned about the psychosocial aspect of children and parental. They have lots of, every day they are giving lots of parental guidelines. Even government has given www.shiksha.com and then www.shikshabharti.com. We can get all information. If we are having any kind of problem, we can go on this side and we can get all information. Policy makers are there, like Ministry of Health, Family Welfare, Ministry of Women and Child Development Awareness Campaigning are there. Then nutritional education progress, so many programs are running. We should be very careful about the children, those who are malnutrition, those who are undernutrition, or those who have vitamin deficiency. We should careful about it. So many NGOs are there. Financial assistance to needy. Role of media and awareness is very important. Keep guiding for safety, advocacy. International bodies like WHO, UNICEF is there. Highlights of my presentation in brief. Impact of COVID pandemic on physical and mental health of children was not only related to direct COVID infection, which was minor, but the collateral damage secondary to confinement at home. It's a very important. We should take care of this also. Absence of school and long period of lockdown was really very significant. Children with chronic disease who need regular follow-up suffer significantly and increase morbidity and mortality. We should take care of this also. Besides undernutrition in poor socioeconomic group burden, we are facing problems related to overweighting and obesity, fatty liver, middle and high socioeconomic group. This is very common. Other things are educational issue, academic underperformance, psychosomatic problems are there like depression, anxiety, other issues like functional abdominal pain. Like nowadays exams are coming and every day I am getting call from the parents. मेरे बच्चों को पेट में दर्द हो रहा है. Like two days back I got a call from a parent in middle of the night. 12 years of girl. Her BP was 140 by 110. And next day, I had written rest for 2 days. She called me कि आप rest लिख दो, and her BP was okay. It was happened. So psychological problems is also there. Depression, anxiety, other issues like IQ. It hampered the IQ and EQ level also. Why it is important? I spoken so many things. So why it is important? Why we are talking about this on this platform? See, children are the future of our nation. A child's future is worth every sacrifice. And of course, one should not forget it that children are directly or indirectly related to our performance. That is for the work-life balance. Now, so many people talk on the work-life balance, so I'll just tell in brief 1 or 2 lines which is related to the children. Work-life balance is affected in COVID. How it is affected in COVID-19 pandemic. Work-life balance during COVID-19 pandemic is essential for employee growth, personal happiness and for company also. A healthy employee needs a healthy workplace and a healthy family to give his 100% output to the organization. Healthy means physical, mental, social, spiritual well-being of employee and their family member. Also it comes like I have added as per my experience, I don't know, sir knows better than me. So job satisfaction is also, it comes in work-life balance, mental and financial satisfaction, good and healthy nutrition, healthy and happy environment, no fear of life and health or job. Thank you.